What's up, everyone? I am Symone Stanley, and this is RYZE Hoops, back with another one of our Georgia high school basketball previews. We have another one of our 2022, this is 2021 and 2022 Georgia State champion coach, this time from Cross Creek. He is Coach Kelly. Coach K, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Looking back to last season, what was the key to Cross Creek being able to go all the way?
I think the biggest key was us sticking to what our culture is here. And I mean, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. Come in every day, work. I mean, the way we prepare for the season or any game is the same way we prepared before we actually won a state title. So, I mean, the guys, they buy in, they work hard every day. And I mean, that's been the recipe for success here.
So who are some of the upperclassmen on this team that we need to be on the lookout for this season?
I think the first one that probably jumps out is Antoine Lorick. He's the returning starter. He played a major role on basically every state title run that we done made. The last two was probably the biggest for him. The first one that we actually won, he ended up guarding Jabari Smith, who was, of course, now in the NBA with the Houston Rockets. And I mean, he did a great job against him. And last year he was tasked with guarding and playing against Deontay Bass. So definitely Antoine Lorick. He would be the first one that sticks out. But I mean, there's a lot of other guys on the team that has major potential that can have some breakout seasons this year.
So when we look at the underclassmen and some of the younger players on this team who are now, going from freshman to sophomore or sophomore to junior, who are some of those younger guys we should keep an eye on?
Younger guys, Jaden Priester, he's a sophomore. Should be on varsity level this year with no problem. Playing large minutes. He's a very talented individual. Can do a lot of things for you. He can post. He can step out, hit the three. He can hit the mid range. He can handle it a little bit. He's basically another version, I would say, of Antoine Lorick, just a younger version.
Okay, so definitely gonna have to keep our eye out on him this season. So the off season is about to be over. Fall leagues are wrapping up. Guys been working all summer, all fall. When you get your hands on the guys, for your scrimmages and your first practices, what are some of the things that you want to focus on?
Basically, we definitely want to focus on defense. That's a thing that we hang our hat on, being able to defend. So that's probably the first thing. Like I said, we also have some guys that's coming up from the JV squad. And we want to make sure that they fit in, they mesh well, and they understand what the culture is for the varsity squad, just like they understood when they were on JV.
Okay, keeping that same mindset.
Yep.
So what's the one thing that has to be executed for Cross Creek to complete a three-peat, which is always incredible and super hard to do?
I think the biggest thing is take one game at a time. The season is long. It's not about, looking at the end picture. It's more so looking at each game as it comes and focusing on that game and learning to be better each and every day, but also each game looking to be better. And as long as we do those things, like I said, we have been in a good place once in the end of region happened and you start talking playoffs. And I mean, that's basically where we want to be at come the end of this season. We just want to be in a good place, having the opportunity to compete against some of the best guys in 3A.
I like it. So lastly, Coach, let's give us a little peek into your schedule, the beginning of the schedule. What are some key games, key matchups that pop out to you?
This schedule is, I made it a little harder than some of the other schedules that we have had. So we play we played Grovetown out the gate. Of course, Grovetown was the 6A state title team from last year. And we played them first game of the season at their place. I expect it to be a big game, probably going to be crowded. And like I said, that's the first test for us. The second one, we play Westside, who was the state title team from 2A. We played them the second game of the season. The third game of the season, we played Green Forest, who was another state title team from last year, from Atlanta. And then we go and play Augusta Christian, who's another state title team from South Carolina. So those first 4 games within themselves, I mean, is going to sit there and be a huge test for us. But after that, we play Butler. They were state title runner-ups in 2A. We played Spencer, who was the 4A state champs last season. We played Dorman and Keenan, who are legit powerhouses from South Carolina. Playing the Bojangles Bash this year, which is a big time tournament in South Carolina, basketball tournament. We got the Brooklyn Casey Roundball Classic. That's another big one. Great competition from South Carolina, Georgia. And usually they might have a team from North Carolina as well. So I think, like I said, it's going to be a tough road for us in all season. But, I mean, like I said, as long as we focus on one game at a time, I mean, we should be all right.
Y'all going to be all right. But, yeah, Coach, you say you made it a little harder. That's a tough front end of a schedule. But I know you guys live for that competition and for that environment. So you're giving us some good ones at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck again on this upcoming season.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, guys, I'm Symone. He is Coach Kelly. We are here with RYZE Hoops, getting you guys ready for another great basketball season in the Peach State. Thank you guys so much for joining us.